It went from DMR, Department of Mental Retardation, got the R word out, and it's now the Department of Developmental Services. And when they had the name change ceremony in the State House, they honored Courtland Woods for his efforts and his leadership.
John the Bummer, you ain't got everybody named going. We're gonna get you later. Don't worry. Bye.
Okay, beautiful, Corey. We'll get him later.
Thank you.
We'll get him. We'll get him, hopefully turning his head around. Anybody else? Before we begin?
Thank you for doing that.
Lou.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peggy. Come right up. Peggy is a member of the Peace Abbey community.
Yeah.
I'm delighted to see her here. It's been years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to get my nerve out then. This is more of a little song on a familiar tune. So it goes, da da da, God save America, land that we prized, stand beside us and guide us through this nightmare a devil devised. From the to the bullies, to the racist, women haters. God save America from this madman's throne. Some brave, true heart of it, I can still call home. Like the Thank you.
Say one word with the photographers. Sometimes they just run into my shot, and it's difficult. Could you tell them that they should watch out for the camera?
If the photographers could take note of this particular camera that's here filming from Germany, and it's going to be part of an international film expose documentary. So we'll all try to take note of where that camera angle is, and we appreciate
Just
that.
for the photographers, that if they see, the direction I shoot in, that they not walk in. That's
All right, we'll do our best.
thanks.
Give people a chance. Please protect people with disabilities. And Brett.
All right, we're ready to begin. I believe they're at the steps of the Capitol, and the oath of office is being taken at this very moment. So we are going to be reading the grievances that are attached to the chains that are on the wall to my right. We are following the example of our founding fathers who listed their grievances to the King of England or any of the colonies even thought that there might be a United States of America. And I will begin by reading the grievance on civility. I then will be placing that chain on Gandhi's wrist, and each and every person that will be reading will be placing their chain, connecting it to the chain next to it, and we will progress to the street, all 12 chains together behind Maureen Gaynor, who's going to be addressing the issue of disability rights. We will then flank to the left. Those of you that would like to touch the chain and be part of that, we encourage you to do so. As we step into the street, we'll be informed that will be arrested if we don't remove ourselves. Those who are trained in civil disobedience will be stepping forward. All the rest of you, if you would represent this cause and speak to the media and be here to conclude this gathering, that would be most effective. Not everyone needs to step into that street for this purpose. So I'll begin. For those of you that aren't familiar with the peace chain, it was originally used to close down the Natick lab the day after the war began. It was used a few years later to close down the front entrance of Goldman Sachs after the likes of Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley and others brought about the collapse of our government. And if you look behind the Gandhi statue, you will see the condominiums that are there because we had to sell the property to get out of debt because we lost all our funds. Each and every time we do civil disobedience or act on behalf of our conscience, we lose our funding. And that's why those buildings are here, but this memorial is here in perpetuity. We would not have sold it if we would lose this incredible site, which honors over 160 great pacifists in history. So I will begin. With all due respect for the office to which you were just sworn in, we call upon you, President Trump, on the first day of your administration, to stop using inflammatory, condescending, oftentimes vulgar and shameful language. Your choice of words reflects a lack of knowledge, a lack of refinement, and contempt for decorum. Your attack dog style is repulsive and has reverberated negatively throughout our nation. You have taken our democratic discourse into the gutter, fueling sexism, bigotry, fear, and hatred. And your practice of tweeting to communicate with the American people is sophomoric and repugnant. Your unhinged, mean-spirited example has metastasized throughout our nation in ways that are regrettable and is making America hate again. Your disrespect for anyone who disagrees with you reflects a worrisome character flaw that makes us tremble. Your narcissism is textbook and has the world wondering if America has lost its mind. So here we stand on the first day of your administration, exercising our First Amendment right to freedom of speech, of the press, the right of people peacefully to assemble, and to petition the government for redress of grievances. Your endless degrading of someone else's identity, needs, and beliefs must stop. May this first grievance in civility be heard and taken to heart.
Upside down.
Yeah, that's okay. And we'll do one of the next thing. And reading the grievance on gun control is Phil Lucier, a member of the Special Peace Corps at Life Experience School.
The lack of gun control legislation in America is enough to make you cry. Let us take this moment to remember Columbine, Sandy Hook, the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, a holiday party in San Bernardino, Virginia Tech, Colorado Springs, Planned Parenthood, the historic church in Charleston, South Carolina, the Sikh temple in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, the tower at the University of Texas, a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, and the shootings go on and on and on. And there was Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King in 1968. The NRA would have us believe that a background check is unacceptable and threatens the Second Amendment right to bear arms. The fact remains that we can't bear living in such a violent society. The lack of sensible gun law control legislation in Congress is killing us. The majority of Americans believe this is the least we can do. May this grievance, which leaves us numb at thoughts of such losses and such pain and such tragedy, be heard and taken to heart.
Cindy Stewart is a teacher at Life Experience School. Will be addressing the grievance xenophobia.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
I know there's the last
In 2016, Dictionary.com chose the word xenophobia as the word which embodies the cultural conscience of the past year.
Can you hear back there? No.
No.
Speak right up.
Sorry.
Right here.
Thank you. You hold that note. Can you hear it now? Okay. In 2016, Dictionary.com chose the word xenophobia as the word which embodies the cultural conscience of the past year. The word itself means fear and hatred of strangers or foreigners. Our cultural conscience is a reflection of ourselves, of where we have been, and if not careful, where we will continue. We all reside on one earth, which contradicts being strangers or foreign if it is home to all of us. We are heading into a time where phobias are being fanned by those whom we rely on as leaders and role models. Building a wall, forcing Syrian refugees to leave a place they finally feel safe, or banning all Muslims from entering this country only sends a message of despair to those excluded and ourselves. All people in America are entitled to marry the partner of their choice, a step towards uniting all of us. By encouraging a divided nation, we are sending a message of hatred that plays on the fear and diminishes the steps towards equality we've made thus far. We are heading into an administration which supports this thinking. The makeup of our country, our cities, and our families should be one of inclusion, and if we are ever to create a peaceful world, we respectfully ask that the elected officials of America unite our country and its citizens to not create a world of despair for those who need it the most. May this grievance be heard and taken to heart.
If you want to grab that, it's okay. And the next grievance, discussing the issue of women in our culture, will be Esther's mom, Miriam Greenspan.
Women have had to struggle for centuries for basic human rights. The right to vote, to work and be paid on a par with men doing the same job, to control our bodies and make our own health and reproductive choices, to be free of physical and sexual violence and abuse. Trump is a direct and immediate threat to these rights. He is a self-professed sexual predator who has picked as his vice president a man who has done all he can to wrench women's rights backward to a time when the only acceptable roles for women were as wives, breeders, and servants. Trump is the embodiment of male dominance. Someone who believes that male power entitles men to dominate and assault women. Someone who boasts about the size of his penis during a campaign for the presidency. Someone who has made his female opponent in the election the target of vitriolic, misogynistic attacks. Male dominance is an attitude, a set of beliefs, and a pervasive social structure, patriarchy, that rests on a profound devaluation and disrespect, not only for women, but for the earth and its living creatures. Patriarchy is a fundamental threat to life. Women throughout our country and the world recognize Trump's threat to women and to Mother Earth. We are mobilizing our forces to resist, to keep Trump from trampling on our bodies and our rights. We call on the divine feminine within all people, men and women alike, who cherish life, to join with us. May this grievance be heard and taken to heart for the sake of our species and the planet.
And Phil's sister Amy Lucier will be addressing the issue of nuclear energy and nuclear weapons.
From the time the atom was first split in 1917 and the world advanced toward Armageddon, we have struggled to postpone the inevitable catastrophe of nuclear power and nuclear weapons. As we wrestle here in Massachusetts with decommissioning the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station, we do so with the knowledge that the waste from Pilgrim will be toxic for humans for more than 100,000 years. It's untenable how to secure and store all of the waste from the plants that exist. Al Gore said, "During my 8 years in the White House, every nuclear weapons proliferation issue we dealt with was connected to a nuclear reactor program. Iran and North Korea are reminding us of this every day." Nuclear reactors represent a clear national security risk and an attractive target for terrorists. Forget terrorism for a moment. and remember that mere accidents, human error, or natural disasters can wreak just as much havoc at a nuclear power plant site. The Chernobyl disaster forced the evacuation and resettlement of nearly 400,000 people, with thousands poisoned by radiation. The Fukushima disaster forced the evacuation of 150,000 people, and the costs of the cleanup are still being calculated. And there are growing concerns that living near nuclear plants increases the risks for childhood leukemia and other forms of cancer, even when a plant has an accident. Sorry. Even when a plant has an accident-free track record. Nuclear power and nuclear bombs are dual demons humankind must be eliminated, or they will eventually eliminate humankind. May this grievance, which is an albatross around the neck of humanity, be heard and taken to heart.
And our friend Dharam Singh from the Sikh community in Millis will be addressing the issue of religious tolerance.
Satnam. Religions are an enormous force for good on this planet. In schools and hospitals, through prayers for peace and service to the poor and hungry, there are countless places where people, for explicitly religious reasons, are making the world a kinder, gentler, and more caring place. And religions can be a source of bigotry and hatred, misogyny and violence. And so it is not religions of any kind in any place that are to be opposed, but the bigotry, hatred, misogyny, and violence. Just as we oppose these same things when they come from voices that are secular. Human beings deserve respect, care, and recognition. And that includes the freedom to worship or not worship as they choose. Is it easy to know when a group's faith leads it to cruelty and oppression? No. Which is why we must approach our resistance to evil with care, respect, and the hope that people of goodwill who exist in every tradition can join together. We oppose the singling out of religious groups in the United States for identification, separation, and persecution. We oppose a ban on particular religious groups. Through the Holocaust and genocide against Native people, and through the persecution of Muslims and Hindus, Christians and Jews throughout the world, we have seen where that leads. And we must not walk that road again.
The next speaker is Phyllis Bobillo, who will be speaking on immigration. Phyllis has been a teacher at the Life Experience School going back to the mid-70s.
As I stand here at the foot of a statue of Mahatma Gandhi, a man of peace from India, my thoughts turn to the statue in New York Harbor, a gift from the people of France, the Statue of Liberty. Inscribed on her base are these words: "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. President Trump, we call on you not to slam the golden door shut. America, being a nation of immigrants, cannot abandon those who flee their country due to civil war or conflicts, especially when their fleeing is a direct result of foreign policy, U.S. imperialism, and U.S. wars. Your threat, President Trump, to deport millions of immigrants in the United States, besides being impossible, is unconscionable. Ending automatic citizenship for children born to foreigners in the U.S. should begin with you. 4 of your 5 children have immigrant mothers. If the Statue of Liberty is to mean anything, we must demand a sensible immigration policy, preferably one that reflects the preferential treatment you, Donald Trump, gave to 2 of your 3 wives. Ivana Trump from the Czech Republic and Melania from Slovenia. And when they start rounding up all illegal immigrants, Eric, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and young Baron Trump can count on their blessings that a xenophobe like their father wasn't elected president before they were born, or their legal status in America might be very different. May this grievance and message of the Statue of Liberty be heard and taken to heart.
Betsy Lucier, who is a parent of one of our students, Phil Lucier, will be addressing health.
Few things are as disturbing as listening to the Republican members of Congress who have had the best health care taxpayers' money can subsidize work to repeal the Affordable Care Act. While it's far from perfect, repealing the Affordable Care Act would significantly hike premiums 20 to 25% for millions of people, and nearly 30 million Americans would lose their health care outright. But that doesn't concern Republicans who hated everything President Obama sought to accomplish, or the CEOs of pharmaceutical and health insurance companies who are paid upwards of $50 million a year in salary. As the late Senator Ted Kennedy said, health care is a right for all Americans, not just those who can afford it. There is something so perverse and so disgraceful that in America, an industry that exists to provide health assistance only does so in order to make a profit. From high blood pressure medication to the EpiPen, price gouging drug companies haven't the slightest compunction to let people die if they can't afford their medication. Everyone here is either on medication or has a family member who is. It's appalling to think that their lifeline to the prescribed medication is the profit motive of pharmaceutical and health insurance companies. It is a disgrace. The Affordable Health Care Act must continually be improved upon, not repealed, until such time that the profit motive is removed entirely from the health care through a single-payer system. This grievance is put forth in the spirit of all those whose medical needs have gone unmet, and indigent families whose loved ones have perished from preventable health conditions because profit is health insurance only concern and motivation. Doctors, nurses, and hospital staff deserve our support, not insurance companies. May this grievance be heard and taken to heart.
The next speaker is Roger Gottlieb, Esther's dad.
You know your way around this. Here, I'll hold that. Just try my voice. Capitalism has brought the world a grotesque inequality of wealth, where the 8 richest men are worth more than nearly half the world's population. But perhaps even worse, it has created an immensely damaging inequality of political and social power. This inequality has supported militarism, ecological destruction, the sacrifice of virtually all other social values to endless economic expansion, and a consumerist culture that teaches us that we are what we buy. We do not believe that capitalism is the only alternative. We reject the idea that the natural world is an endless supply of material whose only purpose is to be turned into commodities and amusements for humans, or that poisonous pollution is something we should just live and die with. We do not accept the industrialization of farming, the careless de-skilling of workers and their abandonment when market conditions shift, or the power of arms manufacturers to flood our nation with guns and our international relations with wars. Another economy, another world is possible. Sustainable development that respects nature and people alike. Resources used to give the old dignity and the young education for work, for relationships, and for peaceful hearts. An economy brought under democratic control and made to work for the flourishing of us all. May this grievance about our economic system be heard and taken to heart.
And Louise Coleman?
Right here.
Okay. Would you grab that chain for her, please? And Louise is the founder and director of Greyhound Friends and a dear friend of the Peace Abbey and the Randa family.
Behind the statue of Gandhi is another statue, that of Emily, the cow, where she is buried. Emily was an 8-year-old Holstein that escaped the slaughterhouse and found refuge here at the Peace Abbey. That was when the Peace Abbey owned all the land that has now become high-end condominiums. That was before Goldman Sachs and Wall Street and all the other predatory capitalist firms on Wall Street brought the world's economy to its knees. Yet Emily's journey reminds us of something much more, that the economic collapse of 2008 is nothing compared to the suffering of animals. From circus acts with gentle elements to horse racing, pit bull fighting, factory animals, animal testing, animal abuse is so pervasive and so gruesome that it must be kept hidden. This grievance is more relevant now than ever. And while this takes place, a fast food restaurant CEO, a critic of increasing minimum wage of his employees, is chosen as labor secretary in the Trump administration, against the backdrop of obesity plaguing our people, healthcare costs skyrocketing, yet no one wants to look beyond the veil of the slaughterhouse. Our meat-centered diet is killing Americans by the millions, animals by the billions, and sadly we have exported this deadly American diet worldwide. What we do to the animals, we do to ourselves. So let Emily's journey be a clarion call for our national legislation for humane treatment of animals. This was passed by the voters here in Massachusetts. May this grievance be heard and taken to heart.
And the next speaker is Bill Holcombe, a member of the Society of Friends in East Sandwich, the Quaker group that I'm privileged to be part of.
Louis, if you could hold that. This is you just got lucky, but I have my copy. Okay. This is a sort of a poem called Venus. We only get one planet, Donald. This one's in big trouble.
and the best you can come up with is to blame China? Can you possibly be that stupid, that obtuse, that mired in your own pathetic attempt to buy and bully your way out of being human like the rest of us? James Hansen, NASA climatologist extraordinaire, warned decades ago Earth could become Venus, 800 degrees, uninhabitable, if we keep up our binging on fossil fuels and spewing CO2. And blaming China is the best you can do? We've been driving our humanity van straight towards a cliff with precious little time left to retool in mid-course, and you want to jam your foot down on the accelerator and take us to the door of Armageddon in your perverse lifetime? Of all the issues, all the insults, all the indignities you've compiled, this one involves nothing less than the life or death of our fair planet. All the climate treaties have been flawed, nowhere near good enough, and now you want to back away from even those? Wake up, Donald. Life cannot be sustained on our planet with the you we've seen and heard so far.
The next speaker is a recipient of the Courage of Conscience Award, a dear friend, Maureen Gaynor, who, after receiving the award, was chosen to make the presentation of the award at MIT to Noam Chomsky. And she will be delivering her words and then leading us out to the street side, where we will be reading from our cards a short phrase, and then those that wish to step into the road will do so, and the rest of us will step back and allow the police to address issues of civil disobedience. If we could, hopefully we're going to be able to amplify this.
I am a person with a disability. Trump doesn't understand that disparaging people with disabilities in the public arena resuscitates the stereotype that people who have disabilities are worthless and should not be an active part of our society. Not tolerate the mocking of people with disabilities. I am here today, on this Inauguration Day, to express opposition to the swearing in of Donald J. Trump. I have tremendous respect for the office of the president, but it mystified me how a presidential candidate could have the audacity to mock Serge Kovaleski, the New York Times journalist, at a rally. It was shameful, appalling, and something that should not be tolerated in 2017. I am a person with a disability. Trump doesn't understand that disparaging people with disabilities in a public arena resuscitates the stereotype that people who have disabilities are worthless and should not be an active part of our society. In October, I pondered the following question: would Trump acknowledge me if we were in the same room? I am so different. I am so mystifying to him that he would do everything in his power to get out of the same room I was in. But he doesn't understand we are all created as equals. We all have brains to think and rationalize. We all have eyes to see and perceive. And we all have hearts to love and embrace our differences. Thank you.
Maureen's chain will be linked to the rest. I will disconnect the chain from the Gandhi statue and we will move forward out to the street.
Cindy.
Yes.
Are we going?
Yep, we're going.
Sweet, man.
So each step we'll take is a step with a prayer in our heart. And feel free to grab the chain if you'd like to walk out with us.
this direction along the side of the road. Just bring the chain this way.
Swing up. There you go. There you go. Nice and easy.
Okay, that's got to go over Cordy's head.
You're getting a sign on your head here. Oh, this is fun. I like this.
This way.
Oh, this sign up this way. No. Now you want it.
Traffic at a standstill at this point. First time you're getting called. Can we run that lane behind you?
Okay, let's move forward and take 3 steps into the street.
Do that.
Okay, that's
don't
fine.
get up.
Sir, please come. Off the street or you get arrested. You coming? Off the street or you get arrested.
Okay, those do not plan on doing civil disobedience, drop the chain and please step back.
Announcement, okay? If you don't step off the street, you're going to be subject to arrest, okay? All right, this is your last warning, sir.
We're going to ask you one more time to please get off the roadway. If you do not get off the roadway, you will be placed under arrest. You guys understand us? Okay? Okay? Sir, do you understand what I'm saying? If you do not leave the roadway one more time, you will be placed under arrest. Okay? Sir, I'm going to ask you to drop the chain, please. Drop the chain, you're under arrest. Okay, I'm going to ask for it. Yep.
No, they have something.
This must be loveliness.
They're going to be coming down around that corner.
Release the hole.
Everyone off the street. So you guys can back up off the street, sir. So you need to back up off the street, just like everyone else.
Oh yeah.
Off the street, guys. Everyone off the street. Everyone stay off the street.
They'll be out in 2 hours. They get arrested.
What are your words? A devil devised from the bullies to the buffoons to the racists, women haters. God save America from a madman's throne. Some brave true heart of it I can tell. Call home. Where are you, America? So what's going to happen to those people?
We got arrested. And
well,
yeah,
they didn't.
it's today to know.
Me also. The food is fair for peace. May all beings everywhere plagued with sufferings of body and mind quickly be freed from their illnesses. May those frightened cease to be afraid, and may those bound be free. May the powerless find power, and may people think to be friendly with one another. May those who find themselves in practice fearful wilderness.
What is Maureen's last name? She's reciting the piece. Oh, sorry.
Children the age, the unprotected, be guided by beneficent terrestrials, and may they swiftly attain Buddhahood. The chain prayer for peace. Peace and universal love is the essence of the gospel, preached by all the enlightened ones. The Lord has preached that equanimity is the Dharma. Forgive do I, creatures all, and when all creatures forgive me. Unto all have I enmity, and unto none enmity. Know that violence is the root cause of all miseries in the world. Violence, in fact, is the knot of bondage. Do not injure any living being. This is the eternal, perennial, unalterable way of spiritual life. A weapon, howsoever powerful it may be, can always be superseded by a superior one. But no weapon can, however, be superior to non-violence and love. The Muslim prayer for peace. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, praise be to the Lord of the universe, who has created us and made us into tribes and nations, that we may know each other, not that we may despise each other. If the enemy incline toward peace, do thou also incline toward peace. And trust in God, for the Lord is the one that heareth and knoweth on all things. And the servants of God most gracious are those who walk on the earth in humility. And when we address them, we say peace. The Sikh prayer for peace. God judges us according to our deeds, not the code that we wear. That truth is above everything, but higher still is truthful living. Know that we attain of God when we love Him, and only that victory endures is consequence of which no one is defeated. The Baha'i prayer for peace. Be generous in prosperity and thankful in adversity. Be fair in thy judgment and guarded in thy speech. Be a lamp unto those who walk in darkness and a hope to the stranger. Be eyes to the blind and a guiding light unto the feet of the erring. Be a breath of life to the body of humankind, a dew to the soil of the human heart, and fruit upon the tree of humility. The Shinto prayer for peace. Although the people living across the ocean surrounding us, I believe, are all brothers and sisters. Why are there constant troubles in this world? Why do winds and waves rise in the ocean surrounding us? I only earnestly wish that the wind will soon puff away all the clouds which are hanging over the tops of the mountains. The native African prayer for peace. Almighty God, the great from who cannot evade to tie any knot, the warring thunder that splits mighty trees, the all-seeing Lord upon high, who sees even the footprints of an antelope on a rock mess here on earth. You are the one who does not hesitate to respond to our call. You are the cornerstone of peace. The Native American prayer for peace. O great spirit of our ancestors, I raise my pipe to you messengers, the four winds, and to Mother Earth who provides for your children. Give us the wisdom to teach our children to love, to respect, and to be kind to each other, so that they may grow with peace in mind. Let us learn to share all the good things that you provide for us. The Zoroastrian prayer for peace. God judges us according to our deeds, not the coat that we wear. That truth is above everything, but higher still is truthful living. Know that we attain of God when we love Him, and only that victory endures in consequence of which no one is defeated. The Jewish prayer for peace. Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, that we may walk the paths of the Most High. And we shall beat our swords into plowshares, and our spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And none shall be afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken. And the Christian prayer for peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be known as the children of God. But I say to you that here, love your enemy, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you, to those who strike you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from those who take away your coat, do not withhold your cloak as well. Give to everyone who begs from you, and from those who take away your goods, do not ask again. And as you wish that others would do to you, do so to them. Angels cover near and far in what we do and where we are. Patre bene, peace and good. You see him recording me? He filmed it too. I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone know if Hazel's here? Hazel, the interpreter for Maureen. Hazel, do you know if Hazel's here? Are you Hazel?
Yeah.
Hey, can you help out with interpreting for Maureen?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. You can go to Harold. Who's holding it? Yeah, who's holding the other end? Is it what? My flag and her. Where'd she go?
She's here I mean, and another thing that happens a lot. Get a hold of me. I do.
Gordy's in jail.
Maureen Gaynor?
Yes.
We able to confirm that?
And Marky has to go along with it.
Yeah, he's just.
Who's with the police? Where is Marky?
She's with the police.
Good. What's your name?
Ian.
Ian. I'm Dharam.
Hi, Dharam.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
You feel warm.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Even when it's really cold out.
I should have brought my gloves. They're in the car,
Did
actually.
you get interviewed yet?
No, but we'll see.
Go see if you can try to get interviewed.
Are they wondering what to do with them? They're wondering what to do, and I don't know what to do either.
Yeah, we would like to take them. So, all right, cool.
You're up and about.
Yeah, she just a matter of fatigue, not inability to walk.
I just wanted to save energy. I don't know where this energy came from and why I did the pea seeds, but you were moved to do it. I was moved to do it. Yeah. So I love this place.
Yeah.
Did you get the whole thing on your phone?
I missed the very beginning.
But you got the rest?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It'll be on something.
Wow, what's the site?
No, just my first. You can help her actually. What is it?
I got it.
Maybe I'll forward it to
Yeah, where are they? Can we take the cones too?
Did you happen to get her when she started speaking at the outset of all this?
You mean over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was rushing here with her speech and I didn't have my phone out. I would love to
I'll share it to the Peace Abbey page. I'll share it to the Peace Abbey feed. I'll share it to the Peace Abbey page, and you can see the whole thing.
Great. Tell me your name again.
Dharam Singh.
Dharam Singh.
Thank you.
I know it's important. It's important. I don't have any problem giving my name. Because my pictures. No one's really saying anything. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm not concerned about what he's saying. I'm concerned about my face being unspotted.
Warmers in my shoes.
Excuse me. Can I get a picture of your scarf?
Sure.
I do like it. Thank you. It doesn't. All right, yeah. I just didn't want you to know I was taking it without you knowing.
Outside is more saturated.
Thank you so much. My name's Matt, by the way. Are you a friend of Louis?
Oh yeah, I was part of the God, I've known him since 1989.
Oh, really?
When I was part of the march to DC in '99 with
Oh, the Stone one.
Stone. I don't know where the Stone is, but
Stone's right there.
oh, yeah, Muhammad Ali came and somebody actually defaced it with graffiti, and I was the one who cleaned the graffiti off.
Really? That's terrible.
People react, you know.
Yeah.
I could actually take pictures of that.
All right.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep, no problem.
This stone was commemorated by Muhammad Ali in 1989, and then it was defaced by some nutcase, and graffiti was sprayed on it, and I removed the graffiti. There's a picture back in June of this stone with Muhammad Ali next to it. And this Peace Abbey is dedicated to pretty much all the major faiths and religions. That's Gandhi in the center. There's all these beautiful quotes from various teachers, religious and non-religious. There's a memorial there to Emily the cow who jumped the fence of a meat processing plant, and she was kept here until she passed on a bunch of years ago. And that's for Emily. Don't do that to your phone. Certainly. Yes.
On the street.
Sure.
So I think she would love to talk to you.
All right. Thanks very much. Hi, can you spell your first and last name?
Esther Greenspan.
Oh, that's easy. Wonderful. Is it E-S-T-H-E-R? And then green like the color?
Yep.
S-P-A-N? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. All right, why are you here?
I'm here to support Lewis and everybody else that I knew from the Life Experience School, and to demonstrate against Donald Trump. And I believe in peace and social justice, and I love Lewis and Meg and everybody at the Life Experience School.
And the former Peace Abbey,
and
right?
the former Peace Abbey. And I know those prayers because I used to say them every day, every afternoon before going home.
You memorize them?
I memorized them by heart.
What are the prayers?
The peace seeds.
They're the peace prayers of all the major religions.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep.
And why? What do you have to say about Trump?
I do not like Trump. Donald stupid Trump.
But why?
Why? Yeah. Why specifically?
Because of what he said about disability people.
Yep.
And you told me you think he's disrespectful.
I think he's very disrespectful, dishonest, and he's not going to get anywhere.
Well, we hope he's not going to get
Well, we hope he's not going to get anywhere, especially if he wants to take away women's rights.
Right.
Okay.
What about women's rights?
He wants to take away women's rights altogether, and that's not right. At all.
All right, girl. You said your piece?
Yeah. That's all I can
She's
think
been
of
in the
to
paper
say.
before, so she spots the news media.
Wonderful.
What are you writing for?
I'm with the Metro West Daily News and the Dover Sherborn Press.
Oh, yeah. Right.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
That's
everybody.
a student, of the Life Experience School. An ex-student and a graduate.
Excellent. I did see that sign earlier. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much.
I think we left them in Mom's car.
You took out.
Bye, thank you.
Right, okay, well
So
then,
I have nothing
they
to do.
they must have been falling off. I put it in, they don't fall off. Okay, all right, get up, Esther. Let's walk.
Whatever it was you did, I don't know what you did.